This video is only for people who are wanting to know how to run ads to a high ticket offer profitably. Keyword profitably. Okay. If you are doing follower ads or DM ads, I need you to click off right now because you are on a ticking time bomb and your business is not going to stay afloat because your client acquisition is fundamentally broken. And I'm going to explain that in a different video. However, if you want to continue watching to know how to actually run ads profitably to a high ticket offer, keep listening. And for those of you who are curious as to why I'm qualified to talk about this, is because I have spent probably tens of thousands at this point of my own personal money in learning this stuff. And on top of that, I've got a lot of guys going to Cole Gordon's event where everyone on the poorest level are making 200k per month. Plus, most of the guys are doing $1 million plus per month. And I'm also connected with other people doing crazy, crazy numbers with their companies, as well as scaling a current company to $1 million by the end of the year. So I know exactly how to scale high ticket offers, and I want to show you exactly what you need to do. So, in order to do this profitably, okay, there's a few things that you need to know as to why this is not the high ticket space is currently failing right now, especially when it comes to advertising. So the problem all started from the US. When we had that massive inflation spike in the economy, you guys or everyone was given, I think it was $1,000 or $2,000. You know what I'm on about. Let's just say it was $2,000 for the sake of this example. It might be incorrect or maybe it is correct. But everyone was given $2,000, and the strategy back then, because everyone was given free money, was to increase your prices, right? That was the strat back then because everyone literally had free money, and all you had to do was increase your price to make more money because everyone was moving stupid with the new money that they got. However, what that led to was poor quality products. So poor qual products were being sold at an increased price. And when everyone naturally became broke again after overspending so much, everyone's trust was in the gutter. Okay, so this resulted in people's trust going downhill. Okay, and this is what's happening in 2025 and to 2026 probably. It might even carry on even longer depending on how the economy goes, and I don't want to get too much into politics, but this is what you need to know. 2025 to 2026, there is a crazy trust recession, and what this looks like for you is your close percentage is going down. Your close percentage is in the gutter. You're not collecting as many paid in fulls or PIFs. Okay? And your marketing, your cost to market to people is increasing by a lot. Okay? And your cost per acquisition is incredibly high right now. Okay? I'm going to show you exactly how to fix all of this. You just need to make sure you're taking notes and looking at my wonderfully artistic drawings that I'm doing for you right now. Okay, so typically, this is what most people think they need to do. Most people think they need to run ads. They need to do an ad straight to their high ticket offer, and that they'll be printing money. Okay, however, this is not the case. Okay, I'm going to explain why. So let's just say you are doing a VSL funnel. So you're doing ads to a VSL. Maybe you have an opt-in here, so maybe opt-in. Maybe you have an opt-in here, but you're doing ads to a VSL, to some sort of booking form, so to the sales call, and you're hoping to close clients. However, if you're selling your big offer straight away, you need to understand that, like, the biggest, most expensive things in business is taxes plus acquiring customers, right? So acquiring customers. Getting customers is expensive, right? And there's two ways you can do this. You can either pay for the customers via ads, or you can pay for the customers in time. But a lot of you guys think that just because it's costing you time, that it's free. Nothing in life is free. If you want to scale time, that means you are scaling labor, like manual labor. And manual labor, to scale manual labor, it costs you money. Okay? So this is not scalable to do. It's going to cost you this regardless, right? So what you don't want to do is spend insane amounts of time to get clients. Okay? Because you need to be spending money, because especially if you're a one-man business or you're limited in employees, you have to be spending money. You have no other option. Otherwise, you're going to keep grinding away and end up spending tens of thousands in your own time, which is not great either. So get this out of your head that you can scale for free, because it's not going to work. You have to either pay for the information or pay to run ads, and make content or do whatever you have to do. But yeah, ads with maybe an opt-in to a VSL to a call. The cost to acquire a customer, if you are selling something for, let's say your offer is $3,000, right? When you run ads to the 3K offer via the VSL funnel, obviously, you think that you're like, ideally your cost to acquire a customer, you want it to be about 1K, right? And I'm looking at coaches here where you've got one-time payments. You're hoping for 1K cost per acquisition, but in reality, this is what's going to happen. You're going to run ads to the VSL funnel, and you're going to go to a 3K offer, but your cost to acquire a customer is going to end up being like, I don't know, like 3.5K or 4K. Most guys, I've seen some guys even hit 5 or 6K with a cost to acquire a customer. So let's just say we meet in the middle, cost to acquire a customer is 4K. Do you see the problem? You're spending 4K to make 3K. So this means you are minus $1,000 down. This is not good. We do not want to do this, okay? What we want to do instead is we need to run our ads to an offer where it's extremely cheap to acquire the customer. So acquire customer needs to be cheap, and then we now have that customer to make more money from. Does that make sense? And guys, if you did not know, there's a statistic on this as well. It is quite literally 7 times cheaper to sell to a customer to sell to old customers. Quite literally 7 times cheaper to do that. Meaning if your cost per acquisition is $4,000, 4,000 divided by 7, that is what your cost to acquire a customer is. And if you, just to do the maths, because I'm not great at maths off the top of my head, that means your cost to acquire a customer for your offer from an old customer will only be about $571. Way more profitable having this cost to acquire a customer, because imagine $571 cost to acquire a customer for a 3K offer. That leaves you with a 2.4K profit rather than being in minus 1K. Does this make sense? Like, we need to optimize for a low cost per acquisition, and I'm going to walk you through exactly what you need to do, okay? In lay terms, in as simply as I can put it, and this has literally all my money in in ad spend, as well as other people's money in validating and figuring this stuff out. This is exactly what you need to do. You need to run an ad, okay? You need to run an ad to a low commitment. I'm actually going to write this out. Low commitment offer. Extremely important. Run your ad to a low commitment offer, but make sure you are charging for this offer, right? For example, let's just say this is a $7 offer, for example, right? Or $47, okay? What's going to happen here, if you deploy all the urgency and the scarcity and do the marketing that you know you should be doing, if you do that properly, your cost to acquire a customer is going to end up being about, even if it's $97, right? Let's say we double it. Cost to acquire a customer is going to be $97, but you're only in the red by 97 to 47 by $50. You're only $50 down cost to acquire a customer, right? However, make this product as good as physically possible. This needs to be extreme value. Extreme value, right? Like, I'm talking, if you're a marketing business, right? Make this offer where someone signs on their first client. like straight away or as soon as physically possible. Maybe you do like a 5-day challenge, a webinar or something, give away all your source and show them how to sign on a client, their first client, for $47. Because what's going to happen is that once they get the result that you can promise, a lot of these people, there's going to be a percentage of these people that upsell to your mid-ticket offer or your high-ticket offer. Incredibly important here, right? A percentage of these people will. Now, let's just say only 20% of people do this, right? So out of the $50 we're down, it's going to cost us, what, 5, 10, 15, 20, 20, like $250? Like, we're only going to be $250 down. $250 to acquire a customer for our mid-ticket offer, which can be something like $497. Make sense? So we've spent $250, and we're now making what, $243, I believe, something like that. 497 take away $250. Excuse me for my terrible maths. Yeah, $247. Right? We are now in the green by $247. We have been paid to acquire a customer now. Does that make sense? Okay, and then these guys, if you've done a mid-ticket offer, these guys can be reached out to, and then you can sign them on to your high-ticket offer, which is the thing that you wanted to sell, and this can be your 3K thing. And because they've been overwhelmed with the amount of value you've provided here, at this point, a higher percentage of people would actually opt in for this offer, right? And what does this mean, right? Instead of spending in the glory days of doing high ticket offers, instead of making 3K off the rip with a $1,000 cost per acquisition, so you only really make a 2K profit. Instead of this, what have you done now? You have now acquired customers up here, right? You've acquired a customer and you've made $497 off them, plus the 3K over here. You have made more money. You've made $3,497 in top line revenue. Does that make sense? Like what you're doing here is you're increasing LTV by a lot per customer. Incredibly powerful stuff. Make sure you implement this properly. It will make you so much more money than what you're making right now. And the best thing in the world, your cost to acquire a customer is only your CAC now. If I zoom in, your CAC right now is only, what was it up here? $97. But then we made money back, self-liquidating $50. Your cost to acquire a customer is only $50, right? And this is for the people that didn't actually end up buying the other things later down the line. The ones that you lost money on, even though you're in profit right now, the ones that you lost money on, don't forget, you can just remarket to these people afterwards. Emails, you can have setters, like appointment setting, like physically call these people up, call their numbers, reach out to them on social media, nurture these guys, right? Nurture them. Because I promise you, these guys are probably watching your content and they're just super skeptical and cold to what you do, right? Nurture these people. And this is something powerful. Retargeting ads. Retarget these people as much as you can, especially for your next ad campaign, right? Especially for your next event, whatever it is that you do, right? Retarget these people because they're like 10 times more likely to buy. I'm not even joking, right? This is how you need to be running ads for your offer, for your high ticket offer. This is exactly what you need to be doing. Okay? We are going to do ad. To break it down one more time, run your ads to a low commitment offer. And we'll put low commit. Add to low commitment, right? And you are purposefully going to make a loss on this offer. You are then going to increase the value, right? So you're going to make a loss on this. I'm going to put this in red. But the value of this front end thing is going to be insanely high. Insanely high. If you're in sales, right? You're a sales coach, for example, you literally want to give away your like objection handling for like $7, $27, something extremely cheap, but make the value of it extremely high. What you then want to do, go next, then you can have either your mid ticket offer or your high ticket offer over here. That's how you want to sell it. Okay? This way, your cost per acquisition stays as low as possible and the LTV goes up as high as possible. Okay? And the best thing is, because those guys that didn't end up buying, because these are like limited events that are happening every single month, maybe it's like a 5-day challenge or it's like a webinar that's only happening every month and you're selling a different thing every single time. The guys that fell out of the funnel, fell out of this strategy, they are definitely going to come back next time. Right? And if you use retargeting ads, if you retarget these people, if you retarget the people that fell out, you are going to make an ungodly amount of money. I know exactly what's happening in all of these funnels, and I almost buy the funnels where they're retargeting me heavy. Yeah? And the retargeting strategy you want, by the way, I've got written in my How I'm Scaling to 350k. It's like a free course that I made. Please watch it. Like, it's going to show you exactly how I'm structuring my ads to retarget people and make sure that every single person is being forced to watch my content. Make sure you watch that video. I'm going to include a link somewhere around here. Make sure you check it out. Look at the links I have down below. Schedule a call with me if you need more help implementing this stuff. I've got you. Peace. Good luck. I love you all.